Run havoc throughout the Premier League this weekend with only 5 games out of 10 going ahead. But as for those games that are going ahead, Liverpool have the chance 3 in top spot, but standing in the way is Antonio Conte and his Spurs. We'll talk about that and more next. And yes, we're live. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. We look forward to match day. What is it? Number 19, something like that, in the Premier League 18. And of course, we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe to get your bang up to date. All things Premier League related, Blabber Rose related, world football related. We've got all here, boys, under one rooski. That's right, of course. Yes, it is Run Havoc. 5 games cancelled, including Manchester United. Who else? Who else? Of course, them 6-fingered freakazoids. They'll go ahead. We'll talk about that and, of course, more in a second. A big shout out to my VRPs. They are the Patreons. Thank you for your love, guys, behind the scenes. Really appreciate it. But of course, we're going to jump in the deep end now. Of course, recap the last results, which of course completed last night. Of course, we'll bring you back up to date with the league and of course the prediction league. So get in amongst it, get in the chat. Let me know how you're thinking about the games, and of course, we'll cover those that are actually going to go ahead in a second. So of course, if you're new, boys, smash your subscribe, smash your thumbs up. Of course, we are live. So here we go. Then recap the games that did take place this past couple of days. Then of course, start with Brighton against Wolves. 1-0 win for Wolves in the end. I went with a 1-0 win the other way, and of course, I got that wrong. Arsenal picked up a cheeky new 2-0 win over West Ham, and I went with a 2-1 win myself, not too shabby there. Brentford United was postponed. I would have went with a 2-0 win for United, but we'll have to wait and see. Of course,
6-figure freakazoid, Burnley.
Could not get a game, of course. I went with a draw myself anyway, but of course we'll have to wait and see about that one. Spurs, lastminute.com cancellation against Leicester City. Again, I went with the draw myself, but of course we'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, of course, Norwich, of course it was the reunion Dean Smith derby. That's right, Dean Smith's Norwich took on Stevie G's Aston Villa. And of course, Aston Villa took the bragging rights there with a 2-0 win for Villa on the road. Big win for them as well, moving up the chains. Crystal Palace and Southampton, game of the day. 4 goals in it, 2-2 in the end. A bit of a thriller there. Vieira's football is pretty savvy there for Crystal Palace. I do like watching him at the moment. I did write them off at the start of the season, but I think he's turning them into a decent middle of the table team now. And of course, hopefully they'll be there or thereabouts at the end of the season. Chelsea gets having a bit of a surprise here. Chelsea dropping 2 points against Everton, a big point for them on the road, as of course they've had a really inconsistent start to the campaign under Rafa. Of course, a little bit of a nightmare for Liverpool at the start. Of course, what's his name? Voldemort scored, of course, for Newcastle at the start. John Joe Shelby coming to haunt Liverpool at the start of that game, however, losing 3-1 in the end. But of course, 7-goal thriller. Don't worry, Leeds, we've been there, we've seen it, we've done it. And of course, once Rovers had a 7-0 stuffing by Fulham, we bounced back, of course, and went on a nice little run ourselves. So 7-0 win for Manchester City as well. Good afternoon, everybody. Whatever he's saying over on the Twitch. But again, make sure you get your predictions in here as well. A 2-horse race, people are saying I don't think so. I think Chelsea is still in it. Of course, course, we've got to remember that these top of the table sides will have to all play each other again at the very start, later on in the season. We are approaching the halfway point of the campaign. A lot of games have been postponed. Look at Spurs right there. They've got 3 games in hand. All the teams above them. Win all of them, they'll be on, what are they? If they could win all of them, that's 9 points. They could be up to 34 points in the table. That pushed them up above Spurs into Champions League territory. But of course, they've got to win them first. Same can be said for them.
Freak is always down.
In 18th, of course, Burnley. A couple of games on the table for them. But of course, if they win them, they could get themselves out of the drop zone and put the likes of Watford, Leeds, Southampton in a bit of trouble as well. But of course, it is a very, very interesting race for top spot. Manchester City, Liverpool, of course, very, very close. Chelsea a little bit off at the moment. Of course, the race for 4th is also very, very lively with United, Spurs, West Ham and Arsenal all competing for that last Champions League spot. Of course, we'll hopefully, at least one of them anyway, will get a little bit closer to maybe securing that this weekend. Of course, with a mixed bag of fixtures. We'll take a look at those in a minute. Let's take a look at the prediction league, how you guys got on. Let's take a bow. Who's going to take a bow? Take a bow, Kevin! Of course, well done, Kevin. Nicholas, Master Fighter, Kubi Jordan, and Justos. Well done to you guys. Getting 5 out of, what is it? How many did we play? 8 last time around? Was it 7? Something like that. But well done to you guys. Of course, well done the chasing back as well, keeping up the heat towards that. But of course, that of course does wonders for the old Manager of the Month or Predictor of the Month award. But what about the overall grand scheme of things? I'd take a look at it. Creamy Jordan and Max Sangardi, of course, lead the charge. 85 points this season accumulated. Of course, Joachim Jackson, Costas Kane, out again. Shepard and Tom Stainer up there in, of course, joint 2nd, 3rd. Of course, we're going to have a new campaign very, very soon. We're going to start off another half of the season. So we're going to keep the Master one going. But of course, we're going to have a second leaderboard sort of thing, and it's going to start once we break the halfway mark, which of course will be around about Boxing Day, day after Boxing Day, something like that. So yeah, welcome to the chat. Hans Wilson in the house, Tom Stainer as well, Costa 1976. Don't worry, Rawlings, don't worry. You're up there in 11th. That's fast. That's pretty good, mate. You're honestly, you're only within touching distance of the top spot there, so you are doing very, very good. So keep it going, guys. Keep it all going. Of course, it is very, very tight. Look, from first place, Creamy Jordan, all the way down to 18th spot, 10 points in. That's one match day, of course, when all goes ahead. Of course, get involved if you want to get involved. Check it out here. Cali Football Premier League is free to enter. It's good bit of fun. And of course, we're going to start a brand new half of the season soon, so you could be the winner. You might not necessarily win the grand scheme of things, but you can win Predictor of the Month, and you, of course, can get your name in lights. Speaking of name in lights, let's take a look at this sexy bit of kit if I can get there. Hang on a minute. We'll have a look at my hoodie because it is becoming towards the last chance saloon in that regard to get it for Christmas. So have a look at it quick here. Here it is in, of course, Rovers white. I am wearing it in chili red. It is also available in Rovers blue. You can get it in time for Christmas. You just got to rush it out a little bit. Of course, available all kinds of shapes and sizes. Of course, if you don't like hoodies and you think it's a bit too much, which is it's quite pricey, you can get a mug as well. Also, it does support a local artist, Ben Hayward, of course, is a Rovers fan. He actually designed that sexy bit of kit right there, so he gets a chunk of the change as well. So anyway, just want to put that out there. But of course, we're going to kick it on forward now. Of course, take a look at the next round of matches. Of course, starting with this. So here it is. The matches that are in white are planned to go ahead. Again, they may get cancelled. Last chance. We saw it with Leicester Spurs. But the ones in white right here, right now, hot off the press, are going ahead. And of course, we'll see how they get on. I have predicted all of them, just in case some weird batshit crazy stuff happens. And of course, they get rescheduled for the week in between now and Boxing Day. You never know. You just don't know. So let's get into it then, shall we? Of course, kick it off with a game that will go ahead. It is, of course, the Battle of the Clarets. It's Aston Villa up against... That's right, Burnley. Right, of course, played 11 times since 2004. 4 wins for Aston Villa, 3 for Burnley, and we've got 4 draws. Of course, Aston Villa coming to this winning, actually losing 2 in the last 6, 7, 4 up against the Burnley side. Just 1 win in 6 for them as well. Of course, last time around over at Villa Park was a 0-0 draw. That's back in December 2021. But this time last season, in fact, it was today. Last season, it was a 0-0 draw. Of course, Villa's record against Burnley at home is not good. The last 3 occasions they've lost, or they've not won one of them. Coming at you though, of course, Villa picked up a 2-0 win over Norwich. Of course, that was back on the 14th. Meanwhile, Burnley picked up a 0-0 draw against West Ham. That was back on the 12th. Look at the odds on this one. 11-8 on is your Villa. 14-5 is your. 15-4 is your away win. What are you guys thinking about that in the chat? We've got Tom Stainer coming in there with a 1-0 win to Villa. Anyone else want to chuck their hat in the ring for this one? It doesn't look like it. So we're going to go with straight in there. Of course, Tom Stainer with a 1-0 win. Dirky Poo is going to go with a 2-0 win for Aston Villa, of course. And those freakazoids will go away with nothing. Should we try and look at this Everton game? I'm going to briefly, if I can go over it a little bit, then we'll go over it a little bit but a lot of the stats have been cancelled out. But anyway, Everton were scheduled to take on Leicester. That game is I believe cancelled. In fact, I've got nothing. I've got no data on this one. So I would have went with a cheeky win. A win for nobody. I would have went with a draw. So let's kick it off forward. Then take a look at Leeds. They're scheduled to take on Arsenal over at Ellen Road. Let's take a look at that one then, shall we? Of course, played each other 30 times since 1993. 7 wins for Leeds, 18 wins for Arsenal. We've got 5 draws. Just 1 win though. It's 6 for Leeds at the moment. 33% form. Up against the Arsenal side, we've won 3, lost 3 in the last 6. 50% form as well. Arsenal's biggest win over Leeds was the 5-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 3-1 win. And in fact, Arsenal scored 59 goals against Leeds in the course of those 30 matches. Leeds have only scored 27, which is around about 0.9 goals a game ratio compared to the 1.97 goals a game ratio from Arsenal. Arsenal coming into this though, drawing with Leeds. That's around at Ellen Road. That was in the Premier League last season. That was back in November 2020. Arsenal coming into it on the back of a 2-0 win over West Ham. Back-to-back clean sheets for them as well. Up against the Leeds United side, of course, coming into this on the back of that 7-0 stuffing by Manchester City. They need a response, and they need a response now. So take a look at the odds then, shall we? Of course, taking place on Saturday. It's the late kickoff. 29-10 is your Leeds. 40-5 is draw. 65 is your away win. That is Arsenal on this one. We have some predicts in the house. Elijah Lawson's got with a 2-1 win for Villa. That was last round. Tom Stanley got a 2-1 win for Arsenal. Elijah Lawson's got with a 3-0 win for Arsenal as well. I'm also going to go with a win for Arsenal. I think 2-1 win. Goals or piece. A very, very tight game. And of course, could go anyway. But I'm going to go with Arsenal. Again, United against Brighton was postponed. I would have went with a 2-0 win for United. But of course, that fixture now will get rescheduled to make a very, very congested back end to the Christmas period. You would hope. I would hope so. Make it tough for these punks. Meanwhile, kicking off forward is the Geordies. Of course, taking on, of course, it's the future bazillionaires up against the current bazillionaires. It is Manchester City. Played each other 45 times since 1984. 9 wins for Newcastle, 28 wins for Manchester City. We've got 8 draws. Just 1 win and 6 though for the Geordies at the moment. 33% form up against the Manchester City side. 83% form for them. Just 1 defeat in the past 6 games for them as well. The biggest win for Newcastle over Manchester City was a 3-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 5-0 win. Of course, Manchester City scored 87 goals compared to Newcastle's 42 in the games that they played each other. Of course, Mark Atkinson will be your referee for this game. And of course, taking place at St James's Park. That's the round at St James's Park. We had a 7-goal thriller, 4-3 in favour of Manchester City. That was scored back in May 2021. City picking up 4 wins out of 4 against Newcastle. Newcastle coming into the back of that loss against Liverpool, scoring just 1 goal and 2. As for City, of course, back-to-back clean sheets for them. Of course, coming into the back of the Leeds game. Look at the odds on this one. Taking place on, of course, Sunday. 12-1 is your Newcastle. 11-2 on is your City. Of course, 30-2 is your draw. Tom Stay with a 4-0 win for City. Elijah Johnson's one-upped him with a 5-0 win for City as well. I've not gone that big. I've gone with a 2-0 win. A bit conservative, maybe. I think Newcastle will park the bus and try and grind it out until City break them at the back end of it. Another game that's postponed is Southampton against Brentford. Again, it would have been a difficult game. Hard to call if it was to be going ahead. Of course, we'll look forward to this game whenever it comes back around. We'll just stick it on, tag it on. But of course, I would have went with a 2-1 win for Southampton on this one. But of course, we'll have to wait and see. And again, when that game does get rescheduled, we'll reevaluate it, look at form, look at situations and stuff. But I would have went with a 2-1 win. Spurs are scheduled, believe it or not, to take place to take on Liverpool this weekend at the Fancy Fan Stadium, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, this coming Sunday. Played each other 61 times since 1993, 14 wins for Spurs, 31 wins for Liverpool, and 16 draws. Spurs coming to this, just 1 defeat in the past 6. Of course, Liverpool 6 wins on the bounce. Of course, their biggest win Liverpool over Spurs was a 5-0 win. The biggest win there was a 4-0 win. Of course, Liverpool have a 1.70 goal against ratio against Spurs. Spurs have a 1.15 goal against ratio against Liverpool. Last round at the Fancy Fan Stadium was a 3-1 win for Liverpool. In fact, Liverpool have won 6 on the bounce, of course, over Spurs, including that final in the Champions League way back in 2019. Of course, Spurs' last match was back in the 5th of December. It's been a while, folks. It was a 3-0 win over Norwich. In fact, they got back-to-back clean sheets as well. Norwich, Spurs on this one. Liverpool coming in on the back of a 3-1 win over Newcastle. Look at the odds on this one. 70-4 are your hosts. 50-8 on is your Liverpool. They are red hot favourites, and 50-4 is your draw. We have picks in the house. We have Elijah Lawson with a 2-1 for Liverpool. We've got Tom Stay with a 2-0 win for Liverpool. I too am joining the Reds on this one, and the guys in the chat. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win, just like Elijah Lawson. Me and him will save wavelength right there, of course, on that one. 2-1 win for the Reds. Of course, let's kick on forward then. Watford against Crystal Palace ain't going to go ahead. It's postponed, according to my eyes anyway. I would have went with a 1-0 win for Palace, playing very, very good right now. And again, we'll reevaluate it whenever, of course, that comes back around. Meanwhile, the Hammers are going to take it on Norwich again, postponed. I would have went with, of course, a comfortable home win, even though West Ham have been pretty shit over the past couple of days. Of course, I think they would have grinded this one out. Of course, go back to winning ways. Of course, keep their hopes up for top 4 as well. Of course, but those games, all 5 of them will be rescheduled further down the line. I don't have any dates right now, but we'll of course look forward to whenever they do come around. Of course, and then finally we have the last one. It is Wolves. It is up against Chelsea down at Molineux. That's right. Of course, this takes place on the 19th. What is that? Is that Saturday? It's Sunday. Sunday the 19th. Of course, played each other 16 times since 2003. 3 wins of Wolves, 11 wins for Chelsea, and we've got 2 draws, of course. Just 1 win in 5, though, for Wolves at the moment. 50% form for them right now. Up against the Chelsea side, a bit hot and cold right now. Just 1 win in 4, if you want to look at it that way. Flipping around a little bit, just 1 defeat in the past 6, 58% form for them right now. Of course, their biggest win over Wolves was a 6-0 win. The biggest win was a 2-1 win for Wolves. Of course, Wolves scored 11 goals compared to Chelsea's 41. In those respective 16 encounters between each other. Of course, that's around at Molyneux was a 2-1 win for Wolves. That was back in around about this time last season, 15th of December. It was a 2-1 win. The away side has only won once in the last 6 games between these two sides, both home and away. Of course, Wolves picking up a 1-0 win over Brighton. Of course, Chelsea picking up a draw, a bit of a drop points against Everton. Look at the odds on this one. We have 11-2 is your Wolves, 20-11 on is your Chelsea Red Hot Rivers, and 3-1 is your draw. We have some pickaroonies in the house. We have Tom Stainer with a 1-0 win for Chelsea, Elijah Law scored the 3-1 for Chelsea, and Champ Dude with a 1-1 draw, score draw there on that one. Big shout out. Yes, he's going bold on that one. Not me, though. Back in Chelsea. 3-1 win. Elijah Lawson's got my bloody notes. He's got my bloody notes. He knows all my picks right here. And that, my friends, is it. Just 5 games, of course, scheduled right now for this coming weekend, which starts tomorrow. Of course, we'll have hopefully have a better looking Boxing Day. And we'll look forward to that probably middle of next week, of course, for that one. And hopefully we might even do it live just like this. So make sure you smash your subscribe, smash your thumbs up. If you want to get your predictions in, all 5 of them, all the whole fixture list will be in there. Just stick them all in anyway. Cut the /Premier League and get your name in lights next time around. That is it, my friends. Short and sweet, just like that. And again, make sure you smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. I'm on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Picture. If you do like goals, especially on a Rovers match day, check me out on Twitter. I get them on there quick and fast. And of course, we're doing very, very well right now. If you're bored this Saturday, of course, and your game has been cancelled, come join me for the watch along as Rovers entertain Birmingham City at Ewood Park. I'll be live tomorrow for that one. Of course, and I'll look forward to the rest of the action this week. But until then, guys, that is it. Any footballing questions while you've got me for about a minute, if that. If not, I'm just going to bounce out right here, right now, and get the brew on because I'm bloody gasping for a brew. Anyone got any wants and dreams for this Christmas? Of course, Blackburn Rovers. Me here, I would love 6 points of the next 2 games. That, of course, will be a cheeky wee Christmas present. That means winning against Birmingham, of course, picking up a win against Hull City as well. So that's, of course, hopefully going to keep us in the race for top 6, believe it or not. But anyway, that's it then. It looks like no questions in the chat. Thank you again for stopping by this Friday evening. And of course, we'll see if the games go ahead that I've already scheduled. But until then, dudes, that's it. Smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. I'll see you soon, of course, this weekend if you're joining me for the watch along. But until then, dudes, we are done. Smash your subscribe. I'm just going to get rid of this thing here, and I'll see you soon for the next one. Ciao, ciao for now.